Hey, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Let's Go Fishing Show. My guest tonight's Mike Cox, and Mike, you laid out on me last week. What happened?
Oh, buddy, it was busy down there.
Busy?
Yeah, trying to find them fish.
Trying to find them fish.
Yeah.
Well, you fooled around there, and we done a rerun. Stood over here doing the show.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We did, folks, and we're glad to be back. We'd been better off, Mike, if we'd have done the show and stayed at home.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, I thought you'd agree to that. Let me say hello to Dad and Bill and Polly up there in Clinton. And I know you're all tuned in. Oh, Dad, I've got Mike here with me, so you can rest easy now for a little while.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, he'll like it.
Yeah.
But really, folks, we went down to Chickamauga Friday morning. We showed you a rerun here on the show so we could get our stuff ready. And I don't know, Mike, I got to bed about 11:30. I don't know what time you got ready.
And it was a little earlier than that, but, I fished Thursday there and pre-practice on that and caught a lot of fish, but no keepers.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we I'll tell you a quick story. I told Mike he went down and fished Thursday, and I was working, and so I said, Mike, if you don't do any good, we'll lock through the watch bar. Well, we did.
Yeah.
And but it didn't do us any good.
Not a bit.
Not a bit. All right. So we fished on the lower end of watch bar Friday, and came back through and got to the motel Friday afternoon. We didn't really know until later on that night that there was there's 380 some boats, I think, in the tournament.
Yeah.
And over half the field zeroed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, that's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. I mean, even the ones that brought fish in, most of them was either one or two.
Yeah. But folks, when you throw that many fishermen on the lake, somebody's going to find them.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
And there wasn't a whole lot of people found them, but the boys that won the thing, and I apologize, I hadn't pulled it up to see who they were, but they had 24.5 pound on Friday, and I think on Saturday they wound up with another 22 pound right at it. They had 46 something for the 2-day total and won the boat, motor and trailer. But anyway, it was tough fishing for us, and the best thing we got out of the whole deal, Mike, was when we were locking back through watch bar, I grabbed the camera up and started filming the episode of going through the lock. And we'll talk a little more about that here in a little bit, but that was kind of the gist of that. And one thing we did do, I got Mike, I told him, I said, Mike, I'm going to give you till 12 o'clock. If you've not caught any fish, I said, we're headed home. 12:05, I flipped my phone open. I said, Mike, it's 12:05. What do you want to do? He said, let's go. So it wasn't any arguing about it. And he had caught 5 or 6 little old fish that wouldn't hardly make 10 inches. And I had one blow up on the frog and not another strike on anything else. So it wasn't a hard decision for us to make. We came home and wound up on North Lake Saturday night.
You sure did.
Sure did. Okay. But we got a lot of things to tell y'all about, and got some fishing film there on North there Saturday night. Mike and Brad, it was so much moisture, the camera that they used wouldn't even work.
That's true.
Yeah, and so they didn't get any film, so Bill and I got what little bit of film we got, and so we're going to show that here in just a second. And but first off, Herschel, let's go to that on the 19th there, getting ready for the blast off there at the tournament, and then come back to us and we'll talk about the fishing. Let's see. Yeah, no, do that the 19th, and then yeah. Okay, thank you, buddy. Chickamauga Heartland Classic, and I don't know, there's 300 and some boats in this tournament, and we're idling out of the creek here, getting down here to the blast off point, and all I can say is we're going to go out here and try to catch a fish or two, and hopefully we get 5 and see what happens. It's just about daylight enough to turn them loose, so we're going to get started here, and we'll try to get some film off and on today. And they must be 50, 75 boats ahead of us up here, staging up for the blast off, or the ease off, in other words. So remember the sponsors, and let's go fishing. We've been up since 3 o'clock or 3:30, so getting on the road and getting down here, this kind of thing. So we'll see how it turns out today. Hopefully we get you some film, catching some fish or what have you. So like I said, remember the sponsors, and let's go fishing. All right, folks, Mike and I are in the lock. We're just about down, and try to get the upper gate there. We're headed back down to Chickamauga the way in. So, get a little shot of the lock here. It's like being in a huge swimming pool. Get a shot of the lower gate. We're getting real close to being water level on the other side. So we're getting out of here pretty quick. Now when you come into these locks, as you can see, there's Mike on the front of the boat. There's that yellow buoy. There's 4, I think, on the left side, and 3 on the right side, but you've got to tie up to those buoys. They're recessed into the wall, and they go up and down as water does, so you got to stay tied to keep them from getting on to you. They don't want you floating around in here without being tied up. And when we came up this morning, we had to we had 2 or 3 boats tied off to one another because there's more boats than there were buoys inside the lock. So if you have never been through a lock at the dam, it'd be a good experience for you, especially kids. I've got to bring Wesley myself, and it'd be something to see. Really would. And there's a lot of safety rules and regulations that you need to follow, and you can get on the website and read about those and what you have to do and what you can't do. So remember the sponsors, and man, our fishing has just been terrible today. We have not boated a keeper, and we're going to try to get to the weigh-in before by 4:20. Even though we don't have any fish, we don't want to be disqualified or anything. We do need to check in with them, make sure they're not out on the lake looking for us. So hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. Hey folks, bad report on the Heartland tournament. Mike and I didn't do any good down there, so I've got Brother Bill in here, and we're up here on North Saturday night. And Bill, what are you thinking?
Hey, son, I was wanting you to win that Heartland Series down there, but I'm good tickled to death you back here on Saturday night.
All right. We're going out here and see if we can catch these smallmouth. Maybe I couldn't find any in that grass down there, Bill.
Hey, son, when you can't find them in that grass, I wouldn't know where else to look. That ought to be the perfect place for them.
I heard that. All right, we're going out here and smallmouth fish here tonight and see if we can find some fish. And remember the sponsors, and let's go fishing.
Yes, sir.
All right, folks. Bill and I got out here, and I got this one on the first cast, Bill.
And hey, son, I always said that, man, I won't catch one on the first cast, but we've done pretty good after it. This makes about the second time we've done this.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yes, sir. We sure have. Hey, come on, spinnerbait, Bill.
Yes, sir. That blade's been pretty hot now. It really has, son. Yes, sir.
All right, back to water, and we'll try to get another.
Yes, sir, old buddy.
All right, Bill, there's the second fish on that spinnerbait, but it's a Kentuck.
Yeah, that's Kentucky there. Hey, son, there's a lot of them things in here, and they want you to catch them and keep them, but
yeah.
Hey, look, we don't never.
No, that's all right. We'll take him. He has to eat too, don't he?
Yes, sir, old buddy.
All right, back in the water. Yeah, well, old Bill's got a good fish on right here, Bill.
Oh,
Oh, dadgummit.
Oh, well.
Okay, we got him on camera. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Get another one, Bill.
Yes, sir, buddy.
All right, Bill. There's another one of them.
Oh, them little brown rascals.
Yeah, buddy. Yes, sir. Boy, he chunked that jig, I'm telling you.
Yeah, boy. He chunky himself.
Yeah, he meant to get it. All right.
Yes, sir, Reed.
All right, we're gonna get him back in, see if we can get another.
Yes, sir. We're in the right place.
All right. Yeah, boy. Folks, I just wanted to report to you that we do have the lights all burning here at Point 19 at the launch ramp, and man, it sure does make a difference. Swing around here, you can see the walkway going down between the ramps here now without backing over top of it. So we thank everybody that was involved in that, and we sure do appreciate it. So we're loaded up, going to head in. We've caught a few fish, and it's been a slow night, but still caught a few, but we thought we'd do a lot better, but we'll try them again next week maybe. So remember the sponsors, and let's go fishing. All right, Mike. It's good to see that walkway down the middle of that ramp, wasn't it, Mike?
It sure was.
Yeah. Folks, I'll take a minute here to tell you, I want to thank anybody and everybody that was involved in getting those lights on up there at Point 19. I want to say thank you, and we appreciate it. We contacted a lot of people. Bill contacted a lot of people. It just, there's been a lot of people, Mike, involved in talking to other people and your people and my people, and we finally got them on. So they are burning. You can see the back down the ramp.
Yes, sir.
And, I was keeping my foot on the brake with the truck in reverse, backing down through there just so I could see Mike keep running over that walkway.
Yes, sir.
So, but we got lights on now, and we're tickled to death, and like I say, we appreciate anybody and everybody that's had anything at all to do with that. Roy Smith up at the hatchery, Bill Nichols, some TWRA game wardens, Mike, and just on and on and on, just to mention a few. But we got the lights burning. And when I say we, I mean a whole group of people involved that's got the lights going. So we definitely want to say thank you to all those people and that kind of thing. So that just goes to show you when you get enough people pulling together on something, why you can make things happen, Mike.
Sure can.
You know, so we're tickled to death with that. Going back to the film, right quick, that locking through. I hope you all heard a lot of that, but it's an experience. If you've never done it, you might want to try it one day. And you know, it's a good experience for kids and that kind of thing. And like I said on the film, I've got to get Wesley through there. He's been after me, so first chance I get, I'm going to take him down there and lock him through and that kind of thing, Mike. I remember the first time we ever done it. We used to do it a lot at Milton Hill.
Yes, sir. We had to put him below the dam to go through the locks to go up the river to fish. And back then, a 14-foot boat with a little old 20 on it, and then a couple of paddles and stuff. That's before we even had trolling motors and stuff. But yeah, Dad used to make that trip quite often and take us along with him.
Yeah, sure did. There wasn't a ramp above the dam like there is now.
No, sure wasn't.
And we'd put in and run up there at the dam every evening. There's 2 or 3 evenings a week, seemed like, and you know, lock through, and then come back at dark. We was coming down. You know, we carried a flashlight there with us, so it was dark when we pulled the cord. To go down, and he'd fish right up till dark, and then we'd go down there and put the boat, you know, lock through and put the boat on. But anyway, it's an experience. If you haven't ever done it, you take time and effort to go do that. You know, you never know. You might get in a situation one of these days where you have to lock through or lock up or lock down or whatever. You know, and you need to know kind of how it works, I guess. And it's a good experience. So
Watch Bar's got a full-time lockmaster that be there during the day to let you up and down. But Milton Hill, you have to. They ain't got one. They have to send one over from Loudon, and they have to call in ahead of time and everything like that to get that done.
Right. That's exactly right, Mike. And used to years ago when we was doing all the locking through there at Milton Hill, they had a full-time
Sure did.
lockmaster.
Had barge traffic going all the time too.
They sure did. They ran barges up to Clinton and back down. So commercial traffic takes precedence. So like I said on the film, get on the website and go to TVA, locks and dams, and some good information there, and you know, got it over there when you're locking through what you have to do and this, that, and the other. So, but anyway, back to that was probably the best experience we had Friday, Mike. It'd been a while since we'd locked through.
Yeah, it sure has.
And you know, there's been a lot of fishermen hung up in the locks and didn't get back in time to weigh their fish in, and were disqualified.
Yep.
Some of them with good weights over the years. You know, you lock through and going or coming, locking up or locking through, going down either one, and you set you know, when there's several tournament boats in there, if one guy comes back a little bit early, you know, it takes about 15 minutes, 20 minutes to get through Watch Bar, and I think it takes about 30 minutes to get out of Loudon. So, you know, you've got to kind of time it just right. If you get down there and it's empty and you're needing to go down, they've got to fill it up and then let you down. So there's 30 minutes right there.
Well, if somebody's already in there ahead of you, you're waiting for them to go all the way down, and then they got to fill it back up and get you in. Time you go back down, you can lose an hour and a half in there.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, sure can. But anyway, you know, on with that. There's to say, I done told you we left Chickamauga there about dinner time on Saturday and loaded up the boat and come home. Went to Norris on Saturday night. We caught, I'll tell you what happened. The fish were biting good when we first got there, Mike. And, 2 hours after we got there, the fog started rolling in, and when the stars covered up, we couldn't get a bite.
That's true. That's true. First place we hit, I had a whole one about drug me out of the seat there and cranked him up about halfway, and then he come off, and then all of a sudden Brad jerked, and he caught one. It was a nice smallmouth, about 3 pound or so there, and throwed it back, and we both made another throw out there, and then he got another one on, and caught it, and then it would just seem like we couldn't get a strike at all after that until later on there. I think I got one more hit, and that was all we done.
Yeah.
Fished till 4 o'clock that morning.
Well, it was about that way with Bill and I. We had some bites, but they were real slow. When that fog covered up the stars, the fish quit, and we fished and fished and fished, and couldn't get a bite. And then the little breeze picked up.
Yep.
And I looked back towards the boat dock, and there was, thank you, Herschel. And I could see the lights of the dock there at Andersonville, and I said, I told Bill, I said, this fog's fixing to blow out of here. The minute the stars came out, I didn't make 2 casts. After that fog lifted, I had caught another fish, and it just, amazing what that light factor, how it changes them up there.
It sure does, and we swapped colors. I mean, tell you, I had the floor of the boat covered up with baits that I kept trying, and just couldn't seem like we could find any color that they had hit. Started out, we was throwing that multicolored skirt, kind of brown and green and a little bit of orange and red in it, and we was hitting on that pretty good there to start off with, and then it was just like there wasn't no fish out there.
Yeah.
I even went to the spinner baits and wore the spinner baits out, and couldn't get a bite on them. And, I don't know. It sure seems funny when you throw and throw like that, and you're on good spots. It's got a lot of good fish on it.
Right. I know what you're saying, Mike. Where'd you get your skirts at, Mike, that you was fishing there? Probably the same place I got my multicolored skirts.
Old Edgemore.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'll tell you what, that Jim's got Edgemore Outdoors got a good selection of that kind of stuff for sure. And that's the same one I've been fishing with. I bought that natural crawdad over there back a couple of months ago. Bought 2 packs of those, and that's what I've been throwing other than the watermelon. Well, I wound up buying 4 dozen of the watermelon jigs.
Yeah.
The quarter and the 3/8 and the half ounce. And then they seemed to kind of got off of that and got on that natural crawl and been fishing it, and that's what I caught my fish on. Well, I caught a couple on spinnerbait and caught a couple on that jig up there the other night. But we had a tough time. One other thing that happened to us there Saturday night, the mayflies, willow flies,
Oh, Lord.
covered the boats up. I mean,
crawled in your ears and in your nose and your eyes. I'm telling you, it was a fight just to try to keep them out of your face.
Whenever I'd turn the light on to try to film, man, they just everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I saw them hatch in October before, and Dad and I were up there one night in October back years ago, and he had that orange boat, and we came in that morning at the boat dock, and this guy was standing out at the dock there in Andersonville, and he said, "What is that all over that boat?"
Yeah.
And they were so thick you couldn't hardly see the dang color of the boat. But we caught fish all night long, Anyway, those things were hatching, so that tells me, Mike, that water temperature's still pretty warm.
Oh, yeah. there was some big ones in there too.
Yeah.
I mean, some biggest mayflies I've seen.
It sure was. They were coming on with it. So that's twice now. 2 or 3 weeks ago, when Bill and Brad and I were up there at night, they were hatching, and then 2 weeks went by and they didn't hatch again, and then this past week they were hatching again. So that just goes to tell you what's going on. Herschel, can you show us give me a chance to get some water here and get set up for the next thing? All right. Okay. Just happened to catch the cabinet here with the helmets on it, and there's not many left. Let's see, probably about 10, maybe 12 helmets left. They're 50% off. So if you're still looking for a helmet, be a heck of a Christmas present. That's not a few months away, but so get down here and check these helmets out and get you a set of tires, and I believe you'd be well satisfied. There's some nice looking helmets here, so Tim would like to get rid of the rest of what he's got left, and like I said, there's only about a dozen here, so get by here at Tim's and check the helmets out if you don't need a set of tires. But when you come in here and look, you're probably going to buy your tires too, so remember that, and we'll see you Thursday night. Okay, folks, I've told you that you know, you can find about any kind of tires here you want, and right there's a set of tractor tires right here at Tim's, so you know he's got those. There's a set of loader tires, or your off-road truck tires, either one. So we got those right here available. Right here's some truck tires for the truckers on the highway. They're stacked up here everywhere. I mean, you know, they're head high. So you truckers remember that if you're looking for that kind of thing. Okay, folks, there you go. You guys got those skid steer loaders. I have all kinds of tires right here for them too. I'm looking at probably 24 of them right here. So if you're needing those for your skid steer, be a good place right here to check and see what kind of price they got on them. I don't think you'll beat their price, but they do have the tires right here in stock. All right, folks, I'm just going to swing around here with the camera. These are all automotive tires right here. They're, you know, there's all kinds, brands, sizes, foreign and domestic. So, like I said, get by here at Tim's and check them out. If you need a set of tires, I'm sure they can find some that you'd be well pleased with, and I guarantee you won't beat the price. So remember the sponsors, remember Tim's Tire, and we'll see you Thursday night. Mike Richards, I hope you can get to see this. I've been talking to a gentleman, and his son won this plaque that you gave away, and I'm going to show it there Thursday night, and so you can call in and tell us all about it. It's all got a lot of pink in it, Mike, and I don't know why that is, but maybe you can tell us more about it there Thursday night whenever you see it. All right. Here we go, folks. We're back. Hey, Roger Phillips, Tommy Phillips, one of you guys need to call me after the show on my cell, 310-1854. I need to touch base with one of you guys. And I know you're supposed to be watching, right, Roger? So give me a call, guys, if you don't care after the show. And I got a question for you. folks, listen, it's, you know, the bow hunters, Mike, deer,
yeah.
It's, what, Saturday morning?
I reckon, yeah.
Okay, Saturday morning at daylight, bow hunting starts. Let me tell you what's going on at Edgemoor Outdoors. They got compound bows, all kinds of accessories, the scent blockers, Mike, and everything in the world. At Edgemoor, they got them sitting on the shelf there, all that kind of stuff. I was over there yesterday afternoon and talking with those guys, and they got the best bow set up, man, probably in this part of the country. And so you bow hunters know what I'm talking about there, about getting your bow set up and this, that, and the other. So we'll want to talk about that for a second. And then the next thing we want to do, Herschel's changing. We're experimenting with our ads, folks. So that's why they've changed and that kind of thing. So we had to move the sign so they'll show up. And we're experimenting tonight. We've had some difficulty here the last couple of weeks. That's, you probably noticed they one week they're one way and another week they're another way.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're trying it both ways and hopefully make a decision tonight on how we're going to leave it. But anyway, at Edgemoor Outdoors, they got all this bow, you know, your broadheads, everything you bow hunters know what you need. They got the crossbows and all that kind of stuff. Anything for your bow that you might need there at Edgemoor, along with all the accessories. And you guys know what I'm talking about there. Also, too, Jim's got the ABU rods on sale. They're the original $99, they're $79, and the ones that's $119, they're $99. There's a $20 savings on those ABU rods, and you might want to check those out, fishermen. And you know, Mike, we're glad that that hunting season's here.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So for sure. Jim's also got the new KVD 8.0, and Mike, I looked at that. Yeah, looks good. He's got the Nichols spoons, Nichols lures, those big spoons they've been catching the fish on Douglas. They got 3 or 4 different sizes of those, and he's got the very latest thing out is this new Lover vibration jig by Mike Alcanelli. Mike, you would have to look. I wished I'd just went ahead and brought one of those on the show with me to look at that. Plus, Jim's also got the Calcutta's reels by Shimano. They're 20% off while they last. So I don't know. He went to a big trade show a month or so back, a few weeks ago, and he's brought back. I said some of the stuff that he looked at down there is just now coming in, and that jig is well, it's got a bill on it, Mike. Is all I can tell you. It's a swim jig.
Yeah.
You know, and it, you know, we might have if we'd have had that down there this past weekend, we might have caught a fish. So.
I think they use dynamite on them or something there.
I hear you. But folks, remember that stuff at Edgemoor. And as a matter of fact, you know, I don't know that if you took your bow in there in the morning, you might not have it ready by Saturday. I hope you've made arrangements to get it there today. But anyway, if you need any of that kind of stuff, get with them over at Edgemoor and let them help you out on your bow hunting and getting you set up. And then remember the fishing sales he's got on the rods, the reels, and the lures over there, that kind of stuff. So, you know, got a whole store full of items to choose from. Just, I don't know how long it'd take you to look at all of it.
You stay in there a pretty good while.
Yeah. So if you've got a day you want to spend, then drop in over there and look around. But if you know what you want, the good thing about it, if they don't have it on the rack, he'll have it the next day. So Jim's awful good about that. He's ordered stuff for us and that kind of thing. So go by there at Edgemoor and give him a shot. While we're talking about fishing here, Mike, let's talk about the crappie fishing.
It's good. It's real good.
It's real good. For this time of year, what I've been hearing is just unreal.
I mean, you catch one on a spinnerbait and you bass fishing, and you say the crappies are biting.
Yeah, I agree. And I'll tell you what we done. We came out of the lock down there Friday morning, whipped around over there on the riff raft, and Mike caught a couple of fish on the Cinco that wouldn't keep, and then I think he caught one on a crankbait.
Yeah.
And so I was throwing a big 1.5 ounce spinnerbait with a number 7 blade on it, and we saw these fish on the depth finder, 26 feet deep. So we just backed off. I pulled out there to about 30 feet and threw it in there towards the bank. And that crappie probably weighed about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
It's about a 2-pounder. And, man, it hit that spinnerbait, and I thought, uh-oh, might get the net. I've got one.
Yeah.
Hey, I had one all right, but it was a crappie, and he had that spinnerbait completely swallowed. I mean,
yes.
All that's sticking out of his mouth was the head of the spinnerbait. And but what can you say? If we'd have had a bucket of minnows, Mike, we probably been better off if it's caught us enough fish to eat right there and forgot about the bass fishing.
No,
but I run into a gentleman last week at the hospital. And I'm not going to mention any names or nothing, but he showed me pictures of the crappie they catching on Watts Bar. They've been killing them for the last month, he said. I mean, double limits. They've been getting his limit and his partner's limit every trip. And he had pictures of this big crappie and live wells full of them.
Yeah.
So, and then also at the Edgemoor yesterday, I heard that they were telling me that the crappie report on Milton Hill was good right now. So they're starting to bite over at Milton Hill. And if you checking with the fishermen over there, you guys that fish that place a lot, the water temperature is cooling down. When they start running north a lot, that water temperature changes on Milton Hill pretty quick, Mike.
Yeah, it sure does. It sure does. It's all the way even down the clinch to the ferry down there.
Yeah, exactly right. When they run north, probably the next day or 2 days later, they have to run Milton Hill, and when they dump that cold water out of Milton Hill, it goes down the clinch, and that's why when we were kids, it was always the warm and cold water meets, and that was the water coming out of the Emery and meeting with the water coming down the clinch there at the ferry bridge. Lads Landing nowadays, and that was the deal. And we were usually camped out up on the clinch side, and my grandpa would say we're going down to the warm water. Well, we knew where that was at. That was there at the mouth of Big Emery, where the clinch and the Emery met. So that was just some stuff we got tuned into when we were youngsters, and that kind of thing. So, yeah, that Clinch River water is cold, Mike.
Yeah, it's hard to swim in it.
It's hard to swim in it, sure is. But the crappie fishing, that's a report on that. Mr. Stooksbury called before the show started and wanted us to report on that, and they're catching them. And I'm hearing it from 20 to 25, 26 foot around the structure. And they also, guy I work with, he's been catching them trolling. 300 series Bandit in about 20 foot of water. So, you got 2 options there, catching those crappie, for sure. And Mike, while we're talking about that, Herschel, I want to mention this East Tennessee Sportsman's Association. And as you can see, Herschel's got that up on the screen. And, you know, we've been passing these things out. They've got them at Rocky Top. They've got them at Edgemoor. They've got them at down here at Easy Troll. I think they've got them all your bait stores, folks. As of right now, talking with Willie Word, pretty much they're available there at your local tackle store. So get by there, get you an application, and his address is on the application. Mail it in, and get signed so they can get you a membership card. And there's a lot more information to come out of this thing. They'll have a post office box here shortly. They're wanting to get people in. Signed up so they can elect some officers, and then at some point they're going to announce where we're going to have a meeting.
Yeah.
So you know, get signed up on this, and you don't have to be a fisherman. This is a sportsman's association. If you're, you know, if you hunt, and if you deer hunt, turkey hunt, whatever, bird hunt, squirrel hunt, you know. You need to be involved in this right here too, and because all these rules and regulations that TWRA and as far as the hunters go, and TVA, you know, this will give us a voice to get with those people, and when they have their meetings and this kind of thing, and if you'll look at your Tennessee Fishing Guide and Hunting Guide, Mike, it's got that commission, all those commissioners that are, I think there's, what, 5 of them?
I think it's 12 of them.
12 of them? Yeah. Okay. They're all listed in the first or second page of that Tennessee Fishing Guide. And, you know, some of those people don't hunt and don't fish either.
No, but I mean, you know, even if you've got a boat, if you're a jet skier or just pleasure cruiser, you know, they may have a big yacht or something over there. They may go up to the Vol Navy or something, you know, to be part of it. But even the people that camp out, you know, these campsites and stuff they got around these lakes and everything by TVA or the state or whatever, we need a voice in all that too, you know.
Yeah, this thing is just not for fishermen. It's for everybody that hunts, fishes, hikes, camps out at the state parks, because those places are regulated by the state, TVA, or the TWRA.
Yeah, mostly TWRA.
Yeah, and you know, so this, hopefully we can get this thing on, you know, get it set up here and get it grassrooted in, and get us a voice, get us some people that can attend these meetings, and you know, have a little input on what they're wanting to do, you know, whether we like it or not. And then whenever you've got something you'd like to see them do, you got somewhere to go and say, hey, here's what I'd like to see us work on and get done, and let them bring it up in front of the commission on their next meeting.
Yeah, they want to form a task force to meet with TVA and TWRA and talk about this stuff, what they find out in their meeting. They want to elect people for that task force, besides people for office there. I think he said the secretary and the treasurer and all that, to keep up with everything.
Right. That's exactly right. So anyway, keep that in mind, folks. Get your application, get it mailed in. I think it's a $5 membership fee, Mike. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
And man, you know, for what good this could do, that's not a whole lot. So remember to do that and get that thing turned in, and we can get this thing on, you know, get it going. Let's see, Mike. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention too. Scott Winchester and Robbie Hazel came in fourth down there in that Heartland Classic. Those two gentlemen, right here, kind of local. They're up in Claxton area, Clinton area. So congratulations to those two guys. They had 30.96 pounds for 2 days, which is great for as tough as it was down there. So wanted to mention them two guys there for sure. Let's see, Mike, photo of the month. Josh Foster right now is the only photo that I've received so far this month. You got the phones on, Herschel? All right. Josh, right now, we've only got a few days to go, man. If we don't get another one, I guess you'll get the shirt.
Yeah.
So
get Amy to make another one.
Yeah, and that was that nice smallmouth that we showed the first week of September. I believe might have been the second week, the 11th, I think, that he sent. And Herschel put the photo on the TV screen. So there's a phone call right now.
Maybe we find out what color he wants.
Yeah.
Got several colors now.
Okay. All right. Hello, caller.
Hello, Steve. Hello, Mike.
Hey. Say, Mike Richard.
How we doing, guys?
Hey, we doing good. How about you, Mike?
Oh, shoot, I'm just doing the same old, just sitting here, but I made a mistake, guys.
Uh-oh.
I sold my bass boat last week, the one that I keep in the water, not my aluminum one, but the one I keep in the water.
Yes, sir.
And even though I can't get in it, you guys know how it feels when you don't have a boat that you can put in the water.
Yeah, boat
Even
was...
though I can't go get in it, it's still that same feeling. You know, it's that gut feeling that feels like your stomach's coming out.
Yeah, I
So
know.
I've got to do something about that. I don't know what I was thinking when I sold it, but I did, and it's that same old feeling. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, I wrote down your number, and if it's all right after the show, I'm gonna call you.
Yeah, call me.
Okay, I'm gonna get your address from you, so I'll call you after the show.
All right.
And so we can get all this promising I do. I got to get it taken care of, or it's going to cost me hours to sleep. So I'll call you after the show.
All right, buddy. I want you to do it. Listen, did you see that plaque that we showed there a while ago?
Hey, yeah, that's something I was going to ask you about.
Yeah.
You know, I only get you on the computer, and up until tonight, I didn't even see it, but I did notice it tonight, and I think that was one that I had framed in with some of my painted crankbaits and my jigs on there. Is that what it was?
That's it.
Yeah, and I gave some of those away at the Little Fisherman's cookout that they had at the end of the season.
Right. Yeah.
That's been a bunch of years ago in itself. So somebody's kept it in the $2 bill and everything, haven't they?
Yes, sir. Sure have.
That's all right. That's all right.
All right.
Yeah, I made a few of those up and gave them away one year after the Little Fisherman's cookout.
Okay,
So
man.
it's good to see that they're still around.
Yes, sir. I'll put you, when you call me after a while, I'll put you right on where it's at.
Yeah, I'd like to see that again. Of course, that's been 6, 7, 8 years ago since I did those, and that was back when I was, painting a lot of crankbaits and making a lot of jigs,
Right.
and I haven't been able to do that in the last several years. I sure miss that too,
Okay.
That was something I enjoyed doing.
I understand.
Well, buddy, I'll call you after the show, and it's good to see that you and Bill at least caught a few smallmouth there after you blanking out on the marker.
Yep.
I just can't believe that y'all blanked out. You said that you'd fished that riprap. Did you fish it below the dam or above the dam?
Above the dam, but we had practiced down below the dam and didn't do much good either.
Did you not?
No.
Right below the dam.
Yes, sir. Yeah, right up against the spill gates, and on the discharge side and on the lock side both.
Man alive.
I
That's
know.
one of my favorite areas.
Yes, sir. I know. That's what I told Mike when we were down there fishing. I said, Mike Richards can catch them here. I know we can.
That's right. If I can catch them down there, anybody can. That's exactly right.
Well, we didn't catch them up.
Well, like I say, it's been a few years, so, you never know. Things change.
I hear you, man.
All right, pal. I'll call you after the show, okay?
All right, buddy. See you.
All right.
Bye.
All right, see you guys.
See you, buddy. Hello, caller.
Yeah, this is TED.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised that Placker didn't have Confederate money as old as he is. But
Yep.
anyway, that was interesting about the lockup.
Well, I'm glad you liked that. I thought it would be for somebody that's never done that. That's why I should have done it on the way up, but we was too busy tying lures on.
Well, I know what you're saying, but the only lockup I've ever got was outside. But anyway, I thought I'd let y'all know that I still have that 14-foot cane pole depth finder for sale. Now, wait a minute now, because this thing is autographed.
Right.
Yeah, yes, sir. It's was autographed by Kilroy.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any warranty goes with that depth finder?
No, sir.
No warranty.
I can't go that far.
Okay.
I mean, you know, it's like a graphite rod. You break them, you blown them.
Okay. But yeah.
What I tell you is, fishing on Douglas.
Yes, sir.
I had a report today from Richie, whose dad fishes on Douglas Lake all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that they were slaying crappie up there. I mean, they said they limbed it out by 9 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Gee.
And so they've been up there wearing them out.
Okay.
And Richie, he's over at the mall market on Western Avenue. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Yep.
You have?
Yeah.
Well, you know Alan too, don't you? He's co-owner.
I don't know. I wasn't in there to get acquainted with anybody, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, now, if Alan tells you something and his lips is moving,
Yeah.
he's lying like crazy. But anyway, Richie, he goes to church with Jim down at Edgemore.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Richie, he thinks Jim down there and them are the dandies.
Right.
He says they got anything you want.
Yeah.
But like I say, he says they've been wearing them out up on Douglas.
Well, that sounds good. I'm glad you brought that up. Maybe these we got a lot of listeners that fish Douglas. You know, maybe they'll get up that way and get them some crappie.
Well, they are too. They've got about 8 daggone rods out.
Right. I know kind of, yeah, I've seen that before. Look like a spider web when you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daggone fish be lucky to make it through it.
Yeah, I hear you. They don't
Like
need any.
next time you're over at the mall market,
Yeah.
get you a cup of that Stormin' Norman's tea.
Okay.
No.
Stormin' Norman's tea.
He said you could get it with $1.
Yeah. All right. I'll see what I'll try to remember that.
Yeah. And try to tell Jim down there at Edgemore, lay off them daggone crackers over at Dollar General.
Yeah.
I got you, man. I'll pass that along.
Okay.
I appreciate you calling in, buddy.
Yeah. Tulu.
Oh yeah. I'm glad you got out of lockup.
Well, I'm not necessarily out of lockup, daggone. You know that daggone woman I used to, I had daggone riding lawnmower. She won't even let me use it now. I have to use her grandfather's mower.
Yeah. Push mower.
He's on the front.
Yeah.
I'm about wearing a man out.
I hear you, bud. Well, I can't imagine why you'd be in that kind of trouble.
I can't either. I mean, you know, I have to be pretty close to the salt of the earth.
Yeah.
That or the dirt one.
Yeah, right. Hey, call us back next week and give us another good fishing report, will you?
Oh.
See you, buddy.
Okay, I'll think about it.
All right, see.
Toodaloo.
See you, man. All right. We'll see if we can find some buyers for that depth finder. 5 minutes. Okay, good deal. Hey, folks, let me mention something else to you right here. Reynolds Racing and Marine. A quick story. A guy I work with has an inflatable boat, and he was wanting a trolling motor, Mike, to put on that inflatable. You know, it's got a little transom wood board in the back of it, you know, when you get it blowed up and this, that, and the other. So I got on the phone there and called over at Reynolds there and told them what we was looking for. Well, I go by there this afternoon, and Glenn says, hey, he says, I got something better than the trolling motor. So the time you buy the batteries and everything, buy the trolling motor, $400 or $500. He says, you can buy this for $900. You get a 2-horsepower Honda engine that only weighs 28 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Glenn, you got to be kidding me. He said, no. I said, show it to me. We go around there and we're looking at this thing, and you know, you can pick it up with 2 fingers just about it. A 2-horsepower, and for $900 and probably troll all day on a gallon of gas.
Yeah, oh, no doubt.
You know, the guy that was wanting the trolling motor had to work over this afternoon, so I told Glenn, I said, I'll call you in the morning, I'll talk to him about this, and we'll try to get by here and let him look at this thing over. So, but that was Glenn said that motor, those engines were on sale, a 2-horsepower for less than $900. And like I said, it only weighed 28 pounds. So,
like a weed eater.
Yeah, if you're in the market for something like that, folks, and if you're doing a lot of trolling, I've tried to troll with my engine. Nah, it's too fast. It just moves the boat too fast. You can't, you know, you can't do that. And in the trolling motor, you can troll with the trolling motor, but guy said that it's going to change. They need to change the name of them trolling motors, Mike, and they're position motors, not trolling motors. You know, put you in the right position. But anyway, I wanted to pass that along to you. Another thing too, Edgemoor Outdoors. Rocky Top Outdoors up there in up above Lake City. Those guys have got archery ranges and stuff set up there for you people that need to practice, and if you need any fishing stuff, go by Rocky Top up there, see Andrew Howard. They'd be more than glad to help you with their archery things they got going on, and then some fishing stuff. They got all that right there, especially, you know, even you guys going up there and fishing in the river. They got the live bait and all that stuff, so, and they're close by. So go by Rocky Top and see those folks up there. And Jay's Thrift and More down here on the west end of town, he wanted me to let everybody know he had new mattresses and bed springs down that way. So if you're looking for anything and everything, go by down there and see Jay's Thrift and More there on the west end in the old Bruner Shopping Center. So we'll catch this one more call, and then it'll be time to go. Hello, caller. No, wrong one. Okay, 10-4. All right, we got 60 seconds. Okay, folks. I hope I've missed a whole lot of things. I know. Trying to play catch up for Mike not being here last week.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
And I guess we're going to try to go fishing Saturday night, and I'm going to tell you about the fishing on Norris, folks. It just gets better.
Yeah.
From here on out till it gets too cold to stay in the boat, why, it just gets better. I hope me and Bill gets to go. Want to say thank you. Remember the sponsors. Let them know you appreciate them. And God bless you, and see you next week.
Yeah, I got to thank Amy for my shirt.